So we're going to start just by laying back for a few minutes in a simple supported heart opener. So you can use a pillow, you can even grab a blanket, and my blanket's all wonky right now. And you can fold it. Basically, we're looking for kind of a square shape. So a square shape. Those of you who have a little bit more mobility in the upper back, you can always use a couple. If you do have a bolster and you want to lay the bolster lengthwise or widthwise, you can do that. But we're just really going to focus on opening through the upper chest. If you would like to do something with the legs, you can always do bound angle. That's always a favorite. You might also just keep the knees bent, but you want to lay back so the butt is on the ground and you're going to roll back. So if you're laying over a pillow or a folded square, your head and your shoulders are going to come down. And you can bend your elbows at the side and open the chest. So we call this a simple supported heart opener in restorative yoga. The knees can be bent, or again, soles of the feet together. If they are, you can have them extended, have them supported, or you can extend your legs. So the higher up that you're laying over something, you're going to feel more of an opening. So for me, I'm just laying over a blanket because if we're in a deep heart opener, it can be a little bit overstimulating. But if we're in a smaller heart opener, it actually can be really nourishing. And we are in the moon, we are in the mid-season, we are in the mid-spring in the Northern Hemisphere. So I just want to start to create some blossoming, some opening, but in a very grounded place, which was why, like I said, if you want to have the knees bent or the legs extended. But if you have a favorite supported heart opener, you are welcome to take it. Otherwise, just letting yourself lay back over something with a little bit of height and wiggle around a little bit. Make sure that you're supported, make sure you're comfortable, and just begin to open up your chest. And ideally, the chest is lifting up a little bit higher than the head. If you need to have something under the head as well, then have it kind of the same, or the head back slightly. And just for a moment, allow yourself to just be receptive. Feel your legs or your hands or your skull or the parts of you touching the earth. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Let your shoulders settle. Soften your palms and your feet. Take a big breath in through the nose. Fill your body all the way up. And then open your mouth with a sigh and empty out. And as you empty out, feel the skull, the shoulders, the tailbone, the feet resting into the earth a little bit more. And then again, take an inhale and expand. Feel it opening through your chest, through your belly, through your heart. And then open mouth. Let it go. And then again, deep, deep breath in, expand, open, receptive. Open mouth, exhale, settle into the earth, and just find a normal, abundant breath pattern. So one of the themes of this new moon is abundance. Another is beauty. A few other themes are value and worth, and patience, steadiness, sensuality. And as those themes sort of land in your body tonight, just notice any response. And as you breathe, just notice if there's any smell in the air. And swallow, soften your jaw, notice any taste in the mouth. Let your eyes close if they haven't already. And notice the sounds of my voice, other sounds in the room, sounds in the space. And then feel the air on your skin, the texture of your clothing or your props. And this is a sign, this is a time of the year, this is a new moon that really asks us to be with our senses and to enjoy our senses, to really take time and find things that feel good, that smell good, that taste good, that look good, that sound good. If we could really center our senses for a few minutes every day these next few weeks, we would be doing the work of this new moon. And these don't have to be decadent things, though maybe they can if that's appropriate. But what is something, again, you could do tonight, something you could smell, taste, hear, feel, look at that really brings you pleasure? And as we move into the practice tonight, can you move into the practice in that way? Can you feel good in the body? Can you move and breathe and let your senses really be so present and so enjoying this opportunity to move? Sometimes our practice is a check, right? Like, oh, I got to go to class. It's Monday night. And it's good to have that accountability to ritual. But the more we can be in that sensual, present, pleasurable abundance right now, the more that it fills our cup for the next couple of weeks. And so take another deep breath into your body. And then an exhale into the earth. And just setting that intention to move with pleasure and presence, to honor the sensual value of your body, of your breath, of this moment in time, this time on the earth. And it is very easy to be in the shadow qualities right now. Impatience and frustration and scarcity and lack. On the other side of greed or disconnect from the senses altogether, numbing out, or extreme. And yet we have the gift of yoga, we have the gift of the natural cycles that can remind us how to be in balance. If the legs are extended, go ahead and bend your knees. Let your feet find the earth and see if you can just let your knees start to rock side to side. And you might even very gently, slowly, sweetly start to roll your head. And the head might go the opposite direction of your knees. And if the prop you're on is too high and you can't do this kind of movement, then you can just stay a little bit longer in the heart opener, or you can move it out of the way. Otherwise, sometimes it's nice when we're in that little bit of a heart opener and we add a little bit of movement to the legs, to the head. And so earth energy, fixed earth energy, the roots, the trunk of the tree, that which supports and nourishes life. And we feel our feet and our legs and our thighs. The earth energy is the root chakra, which is the tailbone down to the toes. The medical astrology of this new moon also rules the neck and the senses. And then go ahead and slowly roll to the left side if that's comfortable, or you can roll to whatever side feels good. But if you can roll to the left side, curl your body over to the left, lunar side. The new moon is the best time of the month for rebirth, for renewal, for setting intention. And so we curl our heart towards the earth, offering gratitude for the abundance and beauty that is available to us now, just in this moment. And then we can slowly start to lift ourselves up and find a comfortable seat. And again, that can be whatever is comfortable for you. You might sit in a chair. You're sitting in a comfortable cross-legged Sukhasana position. And feel your sit bones on the earth. Maybe put a pillow or blanket under your hips. And again, just sit for a moment with your palms face up. Very organic mudra of receptivity. Soft jaw, soft eyes. And just again, feeling the softness of your skin, the strength of your skeleton and your body, the power of earth, sustaining, rooting, blossoming earth. And then inhale, one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Bringing that intention into the heart, into the womb center, creative, intuitive, compassionate, and loving. And we call in the blessings of this new moon. We call in the right relationship to core value and worth, the sensuality of our bodies, our planet, our natural lives, and the strength and patience it takes to be present and open and abundant. And whatever else is in your heart, in your new moon practice right now, any qualities that you are calling in under this fixed earth new moon. And we tone our mantra, Om Chandraya Namaha. We bow to the blessings of this new moon. You can just listen or hum, or you can tone the mantra with me. Inhale. Om Chandraya Namaha. Release your hands to your knees or your shins and just find a slow circular movement. Always one of my favorite ways to begin a yoga practice. Starting to draw spirals and feel your legs grounded. Feel this movement through the pelvis and the waist and the ribs and the shoulders and the head and the neck. Beginning to come out of sort of the front and back body way, the very linear way we move through our day, through our week, and we enter that spiral, that circular, more feminine, lunar, intuitive way of moving and being. Moving from left brain consciousness to right brain consciousness, that visual, intuitive way of relating to ourselves and to the world. And let your senses stay online as we practice, just very gently aware of what you're hearing, seeing, feeling, tasting, smelling. As I said, can you find, at least one way a day to take a few minutes to honor one of your senses and just, for a couple of minutes, make that offering for this cycle. Something that really feeds the senses. And maybe you've got something that does both, right? Like I love taking hot baths with like essential oils in them because then you get the feeling of the warmth and you get the smell of the oils. Go ahead and reverse the direction. Or again, maybe there's something you like to eat. That is all of it. It feels good to touch, to smell, to taste, to look at. Right? Maybe a trip to the botanical gardens or the floral shop. Right? Like what are some things that just really get into all those senses? And this is how we call in this energy of this new moon. And it doesn't have to be, again, it doesn't have to be over the top. right? It can be something very simple. And oftentimes, simple, steady is the best way to sustain the bounty of the earth. Slow it down a little bit, relax your head and your neck. Feel that stirring through the spine. And then come back to center. Switch the cross of the legs if you're sitting cross-legged. Otherwise, just make sure your seat is still feeling good. And then rest your hands on your thighs again, palms face down, or you can rest them down on the earth and press your fingertips down, whatever feels better for your shoulders. And we're gonna start to move through the neck. Just start to draw a little side to side movement here. And you can just go side to side, or it can be more of a half moon. So Taurus, the fixed earth energy, rules the neck and the senses. So we'll spend a little time here opening up the neck. And notice what happens to your jaw, to your mouth, to your eyes when you move into the neck. Keep the shoulders down, the spine long. That's why I like to oftentimes do a little bit of like a spinal opening before the neck so that we can keep the rest of the spine sort of steady, supported. And let your chin roll down to your chest and just hold there for a moment. Just feel the back of the neck open up. And then roll the head up to neutral. Relax your shoulders down a little bit more. So if your hands are on the ground, press your fingers into the earth. And then let the left ear roll to the left shoulder. And just soften here for a moment. And you can stay just like this, or you can take the left hand and weight the right side of the head. Press those right fingertips down, or even start to walk the hand away from you as far as you can. And breathe. So we're not forcing, we're not pushing, just really allowing here. Soften the jaw, soften the eyes. And take another breath. And then walk the right hand back in, release the left hand. And then draw the chin towards the chest. Oh, no, sorry, not the chest, excuse me, chin towards the shoulder. So chin towards the left shoulder. So if you rolled it to the chest, just roll it over to the left shoulder. And then soften the shoulders down. And then start to turn your chin up a little bit towards the right. And then down to the left. So like a little sideways line. One more. And then settle there for a moment, the chin towards the left shoulder. And then draw chin across the chest. And just again, let it rest there for a moment. Lift your chest a little bit to meet your chin. And then roll the head up. Sit up nice and tall, and then right ear to right shoulder. And as I said, you might just enjoy the stretch. Relax your shoulders, relax your hands. So you can take the right hand and weight the left side of the head. And that left hand can start to walk away from you. Relax into it. So we have different tighter sides. One side might feel a little bit more tension than the other. So you might not be able to go as far. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, take another breath. And then walk the left hand in, release the right. And then draw the chin towards the right shoulder. And just breathe. And then a little bit of the chin moving to look up to the left. And down to the right. And a couple more. Let the chin stay to the right for a moment. And then roll it across the chest. And then take your hands and gently hold the back of your head. If that's too much, keep them down. Otherwise, just adding a little bit of weight as the elbows come in. And then if you have your hands behind your head, rest your thumbs at the back of your skull, so right at the base of your skull, and then lift your head up to neutral. And just let your head kind of rest back into your hands. Chin parallel or slightly lifting your gaze. You're going to feel that in the upper back too. So if that's too much, just release the hands. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down and just turn your head to the left just as much as you comfortably can. And then take the left hand behind you. Keep looking to the left, right hand to the left knee. If it's too much to keep looking to the left, then you can bring your gaze forward or even to the right, or rotate your head a little bit side to side. Lengthen up into that twist as you look to the left. Soften the jaw. Enjoy that twist. And then slowly unwind. Take a deep breath in. And then just start to turn your head to the right just as much as you can. As much as you can. Right hand comes behind you. Keep looking to the right, left hand to right knee. Twisting and looking to the right as much as you can. Again, if that's too much, head back to center or to the left. Soften the thighs, lengthen the spine. Inhale. And exhale, release. Bring it back to center and just give your head a little shake side to side here. And then tuck your chin to your chest, grab your shins and round back into a cat back. So round in towards cat. Round as much as you can. Like if you rolled any more, you'd kind of start to roll onto your back. Tuck your chin, stretch the back of the neck, the back of the heart. Feel that opening there. And then draw it up and just do a few cat cows here, nice and slow. If you'd like to move to all fours to do that, if you're tired of sitting, you can do that. But if you're comfortable sitting, or if your knees don't allow you to effortlessly be in tabletop position, then just stay here. And again, just find that very slow, sensual rounding forward and back. Nice grounded movement through the spine, and you can even make that movement a little bigger. So again, arching back basically till you feel like you're about to round back. Then as you roll up, really lifting the chest, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze even, and then rounding back. And round, hold, and then slowly lift it up. Stretch the legs out if you're still seated, and just rock a little bit here. And if you are on all fours, you can push back into a child's pose or a down dog. And then if you're seated, you can bend your knees. And again, just roll your knees a little bit side to side. If you're in child's pose or down dog, you can bend and you straighten your legs. Child's pose, you can rock your hips. Otherwise, seated, have your hands behind you, or you can always sit up against the wall and just roll your knees. But those big earth muscles there, releasing the back too. And then we'll all shift into a supported forward fold for a few breaths. If you are feeling a little congested tonight, it might not feel good to be in a forward fold, so you can always bring blocks and just come halfway down. And that's true anytime we're feeling some congestion, sometimes having the head all the way down can obviously, right, feels like the fluids all rush to the face and the head. Sometimes it can feel good afterwards, but just listen to your body. Just rock and shift a little bit here. You can take your time to get here. Feet nice and wide, maybe not as wide as your mat. Toes pointing forward. Then just wiggle, stretch, and you can also, like I said, do this over blocks, or you can do this with a chair. So that way your head isn't below your heart, it stays the same level as your heart. And then with the feet nice and wide, slide your elbows to your thighs and then bend your knees and sit back into your hips. And this doesn't have to be a big movement. If you have a chair or blocks, you can always keep your hands there too. Just sit back into the legs, so the elbows on the thighs, feet pressing down, opening up through the back, through the hips, through the glutes, feeling those big muscles working. Take another inhale. Exhale, release. Shake it out a little bit. Keep the spine long. And then again, bend the knees, elbows to the thighs. Slide your hips back just as much as you can. Some kind of a variation on chair pose. Can also be more like a, bar stool, right? Doesn't have to be a big, deep chair. I'm keeping a little rock going through my hips. Spine is lifted, but I'm not, cranking my neck to look up. It's nice and steady, just feeling all the muscles in the lower body, very grounding. And then exhale, release. Rock it out, shake it out. And then if you want, we'll do that one more time. So bend your knees, elbows to your thighs, sit back. Press your feet down. So really feel the full foot press down as you sit back into your hips. Soften the jaw. Lift up through the gaze. And then release. And then with a soft bent knee, go ahead and roll up slow, decadently slow. Head is the last thing to come up. Hand to heart, hand to belly, soft knees, circle the hips. So you can keep the feet wide. You can bring them closer together if that's your preference. Otherwise, keep the feet as wide as the mat. Soft knees back into those spirals, those lunar circles here. Feel your feet pressing into the mat. Reverse the direction. So nice to do those circles for our body. And the circles standing, really nice for the hips, for the pelvis. The back also strengthens the core. Very nice to have that circular movement to work all the muscles in the abdomen. So you might think about drawing your belly in just a little bit. Soft knees. Did I say go the other way? Well, if you haven't gone the other way, go ahead and go the other way. Otherwise, we'll just take a couple more breaths. And then come to stillness. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit, so maybe shoulder distance. Toes pointing forward. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, reach up, lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Soft knees, lift up through the chest. Again, feeling into your new moon intentions here as you feel your feet on the earth, your hands at your heart, your body. And noticing the senses here, the smell, the taste, the touch, sound, the sight. And then again, inhale, reach up. Find a gentle side bend flow. Exhale to one side. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale to the other, and just following your breath here. Take your time, know where to go. You can create a little more of a sweep through that bottom arm, circling the belly, and then come back around where you can rest your hands on your legs. Press the feet down, still a nice shoulder distance apart, a little more stability here. And as you sweep through, press down through your feet. Think about really reaching up and over. Blessing of being able to move the body, right? And if the body, has some tender spots tonight, that's okay. We're still breathing. We're still moving. We're still tuning in, modifying as needed. And one more time to each side. And then inhale, sweep up, lift up. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees, hands to the floor. You can use a chair, blocks again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold as much as you can. Inhale, sweep it up, reach up, lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Two more. Inhale, gather up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart. Again, pause for a moment here. Feeling your feet. And then again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And then if it's comfortable, you can start to walk it out to down dog, or we're going to slowly start to make our way down onto the belly. So if it's not comfortable for you to come through down dog and then lower down that way, just make your way down to the belly, however it's comfortable for you. Take your feet, I don't know, hip to shoulder distance, thumbs in line with the chest, elbows in. And we're going to set up for cobra. So again, power up through the feet and the pelvis and the elbows in. Draw the ears back and then lift up. And cobra can be a really little position. You might be not even using your hands at all. Pelvis down, belly in. And just see if you can find a little pulse here, a little rock, side to side. And if you need to lower down to make that happen, or lift and lower if you need to come out and come back in. Draw the ears back, soften the face, roll your shoulders back, press your hands in. So spread your fingers, spread your toes, really feel into the earth as we lift the heart, soften the jaw, take another breath, open up. Exhale, stick out your tongue, and then roll it down. And just rest for a moment, make a little pillow with your hands and rest your head or Rest your head on one side. Feel free to bend the knees and find that little windshield wiper movement. Maybe even roll your head side to side. And then bring your feet back down. We're going to come back into cobra. So elbows in, tops of the feet down, pelvis down, spread your fingers. And you might go with a lower cobra. You might stay with the same cobra. Maybe it's middle, maybe you're ready to come up. It is important that in cobra, we keep the elbows bent and the hips are down. So we're not lifting the pelvis off the floor. But again, can you create a little bit more mobility here, a little movement, a little more rocking? You might have to come lower to do that. Draw the ears back. Feel into the senses here. So again, the snake, very potent symbol of the earth energy, right? Very intuitive, very cyclical, so very powerful feminine symbol, the cobra. Ears back, shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, stick out the tongue. Roll it on down, little pillow, stack your head or turn your face to the other side. Rock your hips, bend your knees. Opening up here. And we'll do that one more time or not. You can just keep resting on your belly. Otherwise, setting up, and it can be same cobra, different cobra. So thumbs in towards the chest, fingers are spread, tops of the feet down, palms down, pelvis down. Roll it up, Bhujangasana. And again, create a little bit of movement, but still very grounded here through your hands, through the tops of your feet. Pull the belly towards the spine, ears back. Soften the jaw. Notice one of your senses here as you roll back, ears back. Take another big breath, shoulders down. Exhale, stick out the tongue. And one more time, come on down to your belly. Rest on your belly. If child's pose is in your practice and you want to roll back into child's pose, that feels good. If it's not, just stay here on your belly for a few more breaths. Or if there's any other movement that you want to do, go ahead and do it. Because we are coming on to our back. So over the next few breaths, we'll make our way to lying down on the back. If there's anything else you want to do on your belly or from all fours. And then you'll slowly make your way to your back. And as you come down, keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. And we'll just reset with the bridge pose. Cobra and bridge work pretty well together, in my opinion. Bend your knees, feet hip width distance, arms down by the sides. We're going to come into this nice and slow. So press through your palms and your feet, and then tuck your tailbone. Just a few times, just rock and roll your pelvis. So you're just feeling your pelvis move. Really just enjoying that little movement with the pelvis. Rolling it forward and back. So your low back will come down and then it'll lift. And then as it comes back, as you tuck, 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 you'll start to lift your hips up one vertebra at a time. So lift them nice and slow. Lift up as high as you can. Press through your feet. Breathe. Press your palms down, press your feet down. Gentle squeeze of your glutes. Open your chest, soften your jaw. And maybe a little rock of your hips here. See if you can lift a little bit. And then with a sigh, roll down slow, slow, slow. One vertebra at a time. Let one vertebra at a time come down. And then settle your pelvis. And then once your pelvis is settled, hug your right knee in. And squeeze the knee in. Roll your ankle one way and the other. Flex your foot, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Guide the right thigh open. Keep your left foot down or hug the knee in and hold behind your thigh or below your knee. Flex that right foot, and then I want you just to feel a little roll through your head. So relax your shoulders and roll your head side to side. So we want our head down. If you need to put a pillow under it, that's fine. And you can rock your hips here too. And if your left foot is on the ground, it's a little easier to rock and breathe into your hips. Great release for the glute and the hip. Very grounded. Just noticing your senses here. Is there something pleasing that your eyes can go to? Or again, can you identify a sound or smell or taste that you enjoy? Something else you see. And then take another big, big, big breath in. And just exhale out a sigh. Let that settle for a moment. And then we'll place the left foot down. Squeeze that right knee in. Place the right foot down, feet hip width distance apart, arms down by the sides. Tuck and lift one vertebra at a time for your bridge. Pausing at the top, and you can just stay with bridge like we did before, where as you inhale, you're gonna reach your arms up and let them come back. And then again, for a moment, you're pausing, and you can either have the back of the hands down or the hands can point up. You can have your fingers pointing up if it's too much to bring them down. And just lift through your hips, lift through your heart, take a big breath in. If your arms are up, leave them there, and then you'll roll down one vertebra at a time. And then this time your hips won't be the last thing down. Once your tailbone's down, then your arms will slowly start to come down. And as your arms come down, they'll hug that left knee in. And we'll squeeze that left knee in nice and tight. Roll the ankle one way and the other. And then flex the foot, cross it over the right thigh. Guide the left foot open, and maybe you stay here and you rock and you breathe, or maybe you hug that right knee in. But lengthen the tailbone. Lengthen the back of the skull. We want to be able to let the head roll a little bit here. Release the jaw, release the neck, release the hip. So ground through the tailbone, ground through the back of the head. Roll your shoulders down, soften your jaw, your eyes. Just take a few full, pleasurable breaths. Again, that's, pleasure, right? That's one of those words that it's like, maybe we hear it a lot, maybe we don't. Is it something we take into account in our daily basis? Now, not everything we do all day is going to be pleasurable because, that's life, but in some of the highest spiritual teachings in the tantric tradition and the Taoist traditions, like finding pleasure in life is one of the highest values. And so this particular new moon is a value sort of reclarification system. And oftentimes that's what yoga is considered. We're constantly redefining and reclarifying our values, because sometimes we forget them or we get distracted by other values, of our job or our families or our culture. This is the new moon to come back to really what you find pleasing. Take another big breath in. Big sigh, let it out, let everything settle. And then slowly release right foot down, hug that left knee in. And then one more time, place your feet down, hip width distance apart, arms down by your sides, press down through your feet, tuck your tailbone, roll it up one vertebra at a time. Lift and hold, stay here. Maybe lift your arms up to the ceiling or behind you. And then one last option, lift your heels. So there's a little bit of a balance here, a little bit more of a lift. We're using the entire leg, entire spine. And then as before, if you have your heels up, your hips up, your hands up, you're gonna lower your spine first, and then your arms, and then your heels. And then let your knees knock, press your palms down. And then exhale, let the knees roll side to side, nice and slow. Maybe even letting them settle to one side for a breath and then the other. Let your head gently roll opposite direction of the knees. Close your eyes. Feel into this last movement. And any other movement that feels good, you might draw your knees in and draw circles, rock your hips. Maybe begin to consider where you want to finish your practice tonight. I'm going to recommend legs up the wall, but you might want to go back into a heart opener or just lie on the earth. And if you do want a longer, more decadent final relaxation, you're always welcome to leave the practice. Otherwise, we'll have about 5 minutes, I guess. Yeah. So as you're ready, you can release into your new moon shavasana. Take special care to feel connected to the earth, to feel close to the earth. Let your eyes close and welcome inner vision. Observe the sound without judgment or labeling. Swallow and just honor the tongue, the mouth, the taste, the teeth, the gums. Feel the nostrils and the breath, any smell. Let your body relax. Feel the skull and the shoulder blades, the tailbone, all rooting into the earth. Feel your palms soft and open. And the sensitivity of the soles of your feet. Feel your toes, your ankles, your knees, and your hips. Both legs, front and back. Feel your pelvis, your spine, your fingers, and wrists, elbows, shoulders, your arms and hands, front and back, back of the neck, back of the head, your skull, your face, throat, chest, belly. And feel the back of the body, sensual and rooted. The front of the body, soft, abundant, open. And feel the body, your whole body, beautiful, strong, enduring, resilient. And you welcome the blessings of this cycle, helping to restore core value, core worth, or to redefine and redesign our values and worth based on a more holistic awareness of ourselves, of the earth, beauty, of sustainability. And this is the cycle of beauty and blossoming and abundance and sensuality. And as anything, there can be too much or not enough. And yoga is the practice of just right now. Just enough. And so we invoke this healthy relationship with beauty and value and worth and abundance and presence and patience. We begin to breathe into our body. We begin to breathe into our fingers and our toes. We begin to breathe into our flesh, into our bone, into our muscle, into the blood, into the cells, into the spirit. And we feel ourselves expand out to the edges of our skin. We feel ourselves part of the cycle, the season, the earth. We attune to this new moon energy in a grounded, present, grateful way, open to receive. You can bring back movement, or you can just begin to stretch. You might continue to relax, or maybe you start to rock up and down. Eventually, we can bring ourselves up to sit, hands to heart or hands to heart and belly as we bow. And we'll seal this new moon energy, and we'll actually work with the earth seed sound tonight, which is Lam, L-A-M. And that first Lam, we honor the beauty of our bodies, of the earth in us, around us. We offer with the second out to the beauty in the world, and our final to the beauty of the earth, to the moon, to the sun, to the stars, the beauty of the universe, and deep gratitude. And you can just listen or hum or join in. La. 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 And rub your palms together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, left hand to the left palm up, right hand to the right palm down. Take another breath, connecting our virtual new moon circle. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, and we bow. Om Chandraya Namaha. Many blessings. Thank you. Have a wonderful new moon week.